Hi guys, it's Jeff. This is a quick video to show you how to access the ops receiving saved search and how to maybe bookmark it or even set it up on your home dashboard as one of your dashboard portlets. What I'm going to do is first just show how you can search for search results or define searches by name. And so the one I've defined that's a little bit work in progress, we'll keep working on it to meet all of your needs. But it's the ops receiving queue search. And you can see that it's highlighted as a typed search. So this is one way to get to it. It's going to be a full page search, and it's searching two main document types, IR records, which are for receiving, and then PO records, which we've started using not just for purchase orders, but then also to talk about when we anticipate shipping to happen. So this is one way to get here, and one of the things that I do think is helpful is when you're on a saved search, if you go to this star menu and then choose Add to Shortcuts, then this specific saved search will be made available in this drop-down menu. It might be all the way down at the bottom there. But the other part I want to show is it sounds like it would be useful for people to have this, almost every time they go back to their home screen here or when they log in for the day. And so ultimately we might launch a custom tab up here that we call Ops Receiving, dashboard. But for now, it takes a little bit of work to get it rolled out, a custom tab up here rolled out to different roles. So I think this is the easiest way to get it rolled out for you guys, is to go here to your home dashboard. And your screen might look a little different than mine. You might have set things up over time, but each one of these blocks is called a portlet. And so maybe you have a big portlet like this or shortcuts. And so new release, I don't really care about, so I'm going to remove this. And then I have the ability to personalize my home dashboard, and so each end user like you will be able to personalize your own dashboard to your needs. Click Personalize, and then we want to add a portlet of type Custom Search, and so you can drag it onto the screen wherever you want. And because this is a pretty big search, I don't want to put it in a narrow column like this. I kind of want to put it in the wide column and at the top. So I'm letting go. It's come in as empty, and I'll show you how to configure it in a minute. I can close this personalization tab now. And one other thing to be aware of is, based on your personal preferences, you can also choose the layout of your dash. So if you want each portlet to have the full width real estate, you could choose this layout. Or if you feel like you want to have some small portlets and then a bigger section in the middle, you can choose one of these other layouts. So here I have an empty custom search, and so I can either click this link setup, or this is a menu here that as I roll over I get the setup option. And so we can use that same search name, so the ops receiving queue. It finds it in the type ahead, and so I can select it. If I don't type in a title, it's just going to use this title. So I guess we could just do that and take off the word search. The result size is going to set how tall it is. And so you probably want a good amount of results, so maybe 20 or up to 30. And then the rest you can leave the same. And so now that same saved search is available here on my home dashboard. And so the saved search is typically going to come in without any filters applied. And so I just want to walk through some of the details of how these work. So I've got a lot of filters here, like were shown to me in the screenshot of what we had back on the inbound shipment records. And one thing that's new that I've started here is, since you've been asking me to kind of send email alerts at certain transitions, I've also started a field where I'm basically trying to estimate what team has been assigned to that document. based on where it is in the workflow. And so I might not have this right in 100% of the cases, but for example, when you've told me to send it to the inventory team, then I've also called it team assignment inventory. And so I also have some color coding here. And so this can help you guys. You could see an overall view and see by color coding what's where. But then if you do want to keep this filtered to just what you're interested or needing to monitor, then you can always choose team assignment as your filter. And so here, if I want to see anything receiving related, and again, these are typically going to be the purchase orders that have not been started with inbound item receipt records, then I can leave it filtered by that. I can leave and then come back to my home screen, and whatever filter I've set is going to stay in place. And so when I come back the next day, it will still be like this. One of the things to keep in mind, please get in the habit of clicking this refresh icon. Even though you may refresh the whole screen, it doesn't always refresh the list of results here. One other thing to realize, I do have a number of columns in here. If your monitor resolution doesn't go very wide, or there's just a lot of data like we have here, you can get some more screen real estate by clicking this maximize link. And so you can see here we have columns for like QA status and tags removed, which won't apply to purchase orders obviously, but will apply to IR records. And so if I go back and I show the all team assignment, then you can see that here this is showing inventory cleared status is approved and QA status is approved. I'm sure this review will raise some questions. I think it's probably a good time for us to even schedule a Zoom call, and we can discuss what remaining things you guys might have and how to improve this. Currently, this list is looking at anything from October 1 forward. So I know that this is primarily used for looking into the future. But what I'd like to do is, if things are running late, I don't want it to automatically drop off this list. So we might even want to talk about like what happens to maybe mark an IR record as done, so that we can filter off of that value to get it to come off of this list. Okay, so that should give you the basics. A few other things that you could be looking for. Looks like I had documents archived. I probably want to leave that to all. Didn't have a difference there. And you know, if I wanted to be looking for anything that was QA rejected, again, we've got a variety of fields and filters set here. It doesn't look like anything right now. Notice as I change filters, the result set count changes here. When I set this back to all, notice there are 140 matching results. Again, that's going to be a combination of IR records and PO records. You'll typically only be looking at a certain page at a time, probably 50 results at a time. And so that's what this mechanism is this is the first batch of 50, and then this is the second page or batch, and this is a third page or batch, just like Google search results. And you can always go to next page, previous page with these controls. Lastly, if you want to see it not kind of in this portlet view, but more of just a traditional saved search, you can always click on the total results number here, in this case 140, and it's going to take you to a more traditional saved search look and feel. Pretty much the same, but there, for example, you could, I believe, edit a copy of the search and change it for your needs if you wanted to do that. It's not going to affect the main one, but it'll change a copy. All right, so going back to the home screen, again, I've got a few different things. In terms of document number ID, it's not going to be a drop-down menu, And if I type, let's say 3542, the default behavior for these fields, when you want to filter by something, you can just kind of click away after typing the number or tab away, and that executes the search. But NetSuite's default when searching fields, in this case it looks like it did catch it. Great. Sometimes it will only look for the number starting at the beginning of the document number. So that is one way if you're looking for a specific PO number or item receipt number. Let me try this once more with PO. So 101-006, 101-006, tab. Yep, so that is a way to get right to the PO if you happen to have something printed that you're looking for. To get your full results set back, again, just delete the filter value and click away or tab away. All right. And like I said, if you decide, you know what, I don't need any of these small portlets on the side, they're not useful to me, then you could always change your layout for your home screen to be full. It keeps all of your portlets, and so you might just have to rearrange them. So you could just drag this one up to the top, slowly but surely. One other trick that, I don't know, I've seen varied results. Some roles it allows it, some roles it doesn't, but sometimes you can click on a portlet, single click the top, and it like goes into a shortened kind of accordion collapsed mode. Or you could just take them off, but then you could say, all right, I want to keep those, but I want to make sure my queue's at the top. And so now you've got kind of a full screen queue here. All right, hope that helps, and let me know if you want to have a meeting to talk about improvements.